Alright, I think this thing is on. Hey yo everybody, I am TheRelaxedMovement and this is Third Coffee Studio. We are live, right? Yes we are. I hope so. There we go. Let's open up the screen. Boom. Alright, I have moved stuff around. Did I do that yesterday? I think I did that before yesterday, so this is our new sort of layout theme. I'd like to maybe do some sketches for a winter overlay. The Christmas one is great, but after December it kind of, the Christmas thing gets old quickly, so maybe I'll do some sketches and I'll work on overlays throughout the year, through the warmer months, because it's really a little late to be working on a brand new overlay when we're hopefully getting out of the winter soon. Alright, we're working on this. So I have done some study, and the font that they used for this is a custom font. It was drawn just for this, and it wasn't used for anything else. Just this title. And no one has ever made it available either. So what I'll have to do is to vector this. I'll just drag this in, and then I'll vector on top of that just as a guide, and then we'll get rid of this and just do basic fill, and then I'll figure out how to do some spray. A thing that I have figured out here is here. I'm gonna have to figure out how to make a brush, so maybe we'll do that today or tomorrow or something. Not tomorrow, or like when I come back next week. This is Sunday stream, right? So there will not be a stream tomorrow. Don't misunderstand. All right. But I really do need to make a good stippling brush, I think. I have gone through, and if you do Clip Studio or any other thing like this, you are gonna come up against all kinds of brushes. You're gonna want to get all kinds of free brushes, or tons and tons of brush packs like this one. And this one's been broken up. This was some kind of weird brush mega pack that I found somewhere, and I just dragged it in here. I had no idea there was like 300 brushes in it. Imagine my surprise that I then had to go through them and organize them into these groups, because they were just dumped into a file. So I had no clue. But this will happen to you. You will have millions of brushes, maybe not millions. I'm being hyperbolic, but you will still, you're gonna have a lot of brushes. I really now just use my brushes, the ones that I made myself, and I think that's the lesson. Is these brushes are great to give you ideas, and when it gets close to something that you want to do, make a clone of it and then create changes and make it your own. Because your brushes, when they come out of necessity from your work, oh my god, that's a horrible quote. No one look at that quote. So anyway, when I hope that doesn't show on the screen, does it? Anyway, I just got completely derailed by a very, very old quote. Can we just kill all these things? Yeah, let's just get rid of that. That's insane. What's up, Garrett? I cannot even see you. Your name shows up as white on my thing. So here's what I'm doing lately, is to use light mode, because I have discovered that as your eyes get older, they need more light. in order to see, and I have realized that my use of dark mode so much has been hurting my eyes. When I go to light mode, it actually helps. So now I have to be one of those light mode people so I can see. But now in this one, like, your name shows up almost invisibly. There's Strider. No, that's you. That must be you. That must be Garrett. For some reason, Garrett shows up as well. I know. I realize that. But in the streamer bot chat, the thing that I use to marry both of the YouTube and the Twitch chats, see, there's a YouTube thing there. It shows you the different colors. I can just barely see the Garrett right there because that's on the split background. We're gonna have to go back to original settings, dark mode. But it does make it harder for my eyes to read. So I have like a huge font. This is gigantic, I know. This is how bad my eyes are. But glasses don't work for my computer distance, weirdly enough. So I don't really know what to do with that other than to just deal. So now all my stuff is in light mode. And I use that program Flux, which most of us here are familiar with that one. I use that to dim down my monitors. But light mode still works, right? It really does. Strider, it needs some touch-ups, I think. It needs some tweaking. I like that it's open source and it's not, you know, going to be some kind of predatory thing like the others have become, but at the same time it needs refinement, you know? It is open source though, right? That's an interesting thing to think about. Maybe I could make my own changes. Super green. Prime turbo greens? Maybe. I don't know. At least you show up now. See, when I get it back over to dark mode, you show up again. But the thing is just weird. If I went back to using like just popping out the Twitch chat, it would why is it brushed like that? It wouldn't have the regular chat in there. I mean, it wouldn't have the YouTube chat, and then I'd have to have both windows open. And then I have to read two chats, and again this gets difficult. So what was I saying? All right, what I was saying was, after lots of derailment, if you're all still here, is it's much better to just use these brushes as a general idea of close to what you want, so you don't have to start from scratch. Then tweak it, because your best brush will always be the brush that you made yourself for yourself, because it came from a necessity, and that necessity was born out of your own personal style. There. That's how I want to say it, because my brush here is my favorite brush, and I made this, the whole thing, from scratch, just because I needed a brush that worked exactly for the way I want my stuff to look. And nothing, even though I have hundreds of brushes over here, not one of them was close to what I wanted. Your best brush will always be one that you make yourself for your own work. Yours isn't, well, yeah, I think yours, the Twitch green is less bright, it's a little darker. Best stream with Jaws. Thank you very much for the comment, Strider. Okay, we are gonna do teeth today, and I'm really excited about that. I'm just gonna put on the shark layer. In fact, I even put the bubbles, experimental bubbles, right here. And because of this, because of the spray, this is why I went off down that tangent roadway, is the spray that I was drawing in by hand. I would really like to have a brush that stipples well, because I include a lot of stippling into my, well, I used to include a lot of stippling with pen and ink in my old work when I used traditional media. So I would like to come up with a brush that has the same kind of stippling effects that I used with pen and ink, and try to bring that into this as well. This soft brush here that I have, this is a brush that I created so it would feel more like my oil paints. So it's along the same lines. I need a stippling brush. Yeah, there's no, that's gonna be teeth. It's gonna be toothy. And there's not gonna be well, we could do a chicken layer, but I don't think we need to. Oh, should I? I probably should at least do that. Alright, we'll start off with a chicken layer. It's not like I have to prove some kind of weird art challenge theory or whatever. Just you should be able to do this with just one layer. Well, watch, I'll prove it. Alright, here's the chicken layer. And we'll just work on this. Welcome in, Yasek. Okay. I also want to find a scratchy kind of brush, if I have one, or something close, and we'll try to modify it, because I really like the dry brushing that was done on this. So, and it'd be neat if we could make a brush for that too. Well, are we gonna just make a brush for everything? No. Maybe that's our new thing. Maybe we make brushes. The Braxton Wise Brush Factory. No, we're not going to make brushes. You can't make money off of brushes. Everybody just gets them for free. They're free. They're all free brushes. Can't make money off of free brushes. I'm literally going to paint every single tooth. I want everyone to realize that right now. Alright, you are like that. I have the opacity off too, so it's going to be full strength. Even though these are still very soft brushes. That's kind of why I like it this way, because it's still a very forgiving brush, even when the pressure opacity is off, and it should just be laying down a solid. There, see a little scoop right there. Yeah, we're gonna really mess with these teeth. I just want everyone to know that. Just get ready for it, because there's a lot of tooth stuff going on. Taking all the shark bones in my what? Mr. Atomic, I'm doing well. It's teeth day. Well, I got the swimmer pretty much okay. At least enough to where I can walk away from it and come back later. So now it's tooth time. like corn time. Everyone knows about corn time. We'll just sketch these in. We're using the chicken layer, so it's not a big deal. It'll be fine. Really, we're just putting in shapes first. Like this one, right? Yeah. We'll also do some of our own tweaking. Hey, yo, woo-woo. Welcome in. We'll make this a little bit bigger. We need small tools for dental work. Why am I so jazzed up about doing these freaking teeth? Because I'm weird. Because I like rendering fussy things like this. So I better like rendering stuff, because that's all my stuff is. Okay, there's no line art to speak of. Like, this is all I got. I'm a one-trick pony. This is all I have. I might as well enjoy it. I gotta get these teeth scaled a little bit. You were down here. I like that they're kind of broken and, you know, because they do. The teeth, he's been like biting stuff and chewing on boats, and if you haven't seen the movie, you should really watch the movie. Like a truly terrifying movie. Put the pressure opacity back on. I don't really need it off for just sketching. I'll come in later and start putting in this, I don't know, meat, gums in, I think. I don't really have a plan. No plans. Because those we cannot have shark emotes. It's because those emotes specifically is why we can't have a shark emote. I like that one. What is this one? Let me look at this one. Deaf. Oh, okay. I was like, this is neat. It's like a ear, like a weird animated ear thing. I like the animation. I don't know if we really needed a deaf esports emote, but I didn't know that was even a thing. I don't know what Yahoo is. Whoa. Wow, midnight. Okay, I don't know if we needed that emote either. You know, I kind of feel like these are sort of... I don't know if those are really like all that needed. Not that they're bad things, but I feel like a lot of the emotes on Twitch really aren't necessary to keep forever. Those the specialty ones. I feel like after a while it just sort of clutters up the thing, and then there's just too much. You know what? There's a viewer, a friend named Sasquatch who used to hang out here, and she had requested a Sharknado emote. It's a movie about a tornado made of sharks. We could do like a little Sharknado emote. Of course, these would just be temporary. You know, when I make emotes for the channel, they're just mostly temporary little fun things. It's, you know, a lot of them won't be permanent when I make them. Just for future reference when I do those. They didn't take away the one-sided Oh, really? Oh, well, yeah, at least. Right? Alright, there's, I purposely left these bumps here to remind me of where these teeth were gonna go. Like this one, I think. It's this one. This bump. Although it's not well defined. But that's why this is all kind of lumpy on the edge. I think we're going to go off script a little bit and do some more creative tooth work, maybe. Alright, well, have a good one, Strider. Thank you for hanging out. These teeth are going faster than I thought they would, actually. Of course, we're just mapping them right now. Where is the other one down here? Like there. These are going to be fairly transparent too, because I'm kind of using the dark here. Of the mouth. So that's sort of showing through. Well, you know, just allowing it to show through becomes a shadow color, in other words. I guess I'm not saying that out loud, am I? Sometimes I finish sentences in my head. I think that's the one. Okay. I think that's okay. I think we're looking okay on the basic mapping of the teeth. And in fact, I think I got every tooth. If anyone sees a tooth I missed, you let me know. And I will fix it. Obsessively. Also, I'm going to reward myself with a few gulps of coffee. We really do need a Chewbacca emote. How about a Chewbacca shark? Can we draw a Chewbacca shark emote? Sharkbacca. Is that even possible? Sharkbacca. Or Sharknado. I still think a cool Sharknado emote would be fun, but how would you even you wouldn't even see it. How do you even make like a Sharknado emote? It would be too small to show anything. You're just like a swirling wind. Could just have like one shark, like a shark silhouette going around and around on the like a little tornado thing. I don't know. You think I got it? Did you look? Were you checking? Because I've been checking. Thank you. I think we got them all. So then we'll just put in the meat. You're thinking like Jaws here coming out the top, tornado. Oh yeah. Okay. So you're saying like a small little tornado thing. Right, like a little tornado, be about that size anyway. So a little tornado, and then a Jaws coming up, but it wouldn't be able to come up out of the top of it. So here's what we could do: tornado, full size emote, and then a Jaws coming up from below, in front of the tornado, and then back down. Because otherwise, there's no room above the tornado. Or do it the other, pull the tornado down. Okay, we could do that. Have a shark here, like on a layer. I'm thinking how to animate this. So it would be like what? A shark already there, and then like here, shark, and then we do the tornado and frame by frame make the tornado shorter so that then it reveals the shark, and then the tornado comes back up to cover the shark. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. You checked everyone? Good, thank you. See, this is one of those things that just that proves that that you actually get me. Because you're like, no, he really means it. He's not kidding. He really does. He really does mean to check for all the teeth. So thank you for checking for all the teeth. I think we got them all. So then we start putting in meat. Or this gums. Put in the gums. And this will be easy. Because all we have to do is just mash this in between them. And let's see. It's like a darker blackish. Not pinkish though. It's almost like a purplish black. Something like that. This is a base color. And I'm gonna use the dark back here as the shadow color. So I'm just gonna allow the transparency to show through it. And we're gonna just color pick back and forth to blend it all in. So if I'm really not liking it, I can just, you know, run an eraser through it and not mess up the one below. I was gonna do it on one layer, but you know, I kind of decided against it. Wait, did I color pick that? Oh, that was accidental. Braxton Wise. If you had a brain, you'd be dangerous. There. And there'll be highlights on top of it too. It does need to be a little bit more red, doesn't it? And then, yeah, we're going to run into that problem, so let's do this. This needs to be full on, just so I don't have to go back and forth. Yeah, that has to happen. Because I'm going to have to go back. Because since this is itself on its own layer, if I erase one, it just cuts right through. So instead, I have to color pick. But then that means I lose that color I liked before, because then this will start getting weird. It'll pick up the background. If it's transparent, it causes problems. This is wrong. This tooth is wrong. Did I know that? I feel like I did, and I tried. No, give me my there. You were wrong. You were like here. There, that's better. Oh, turn the opacity back on. Of course, later what's going to happen is I will color pick in here, and I will start picking up this sort of a dark blue color that I put in. I didn't want this to be purely black, so it's sort of a, I don't know, navy, I guess, something like that. I can darken it up later, but I'm just going to use this as the thing that's going to visually blend with this, and so when I use the color picker, we're then going to end up with these more complex colors, you can see, without having to actually mix them like ahead of time. It'll just sort of happen. The magic of color picking. Yeah, I think the color picker might just be my favorite tool. Weirdly, this tooth has red on it. This is like blood, right? That's what I'm imagining. It's like blood on a tooth. Hope this isn't boring. It might be. For me, it's not, so, you know, it's all about me. Yeah, we don't, you know what? We don't have to move the entire tornado down either. We can just bring down the tornado enough for the top of the shark head to poke out. We have to be careful of what that looks like. It will want it to read as a shark. But it's hard to do that. My emotes don't often read well. I really should improve that. My emote skills. There's a little bit of blue in that. We could use the shark blue. Yeah, that works. It's probably better to leave these sketchy too. I bet that would work well. Grab some of this to darken that. Let's use some blue for that. Also, I think I want to sort of steer clear of over refining these. I want them to be maybe sketchier. I don't want to over render these. Probably better, you know, they probably look more meaner and more jagged if I leave them sketchy. Longer. Yeah. Like much. This has to be here. tooth. That's a difficult tooth. That's a weird angle. I try and draw. Oh, what is this? Still longer though, but this shorter. Oh, okay, that's the problem. There. Yeah. Yeah, see? Yeah. I thought I turned off the Ko-Fi bot. I have to turn that off. We'll also put in little streaks of red, just on occasion, just to play that up. The bloody tooth thing. We'll take some liberties. Okay, only a few hundred more teeth to go. That's cool. It's close. We'll find it close. Yeah, I shouldn't do that unless I plan on keeping it this way. Should I darken this or not? Because what's going on is I'm also color picking back and forth. Do I want to make it darker now? Otherwise it's going to look weird. I'll be color picking the wrong stuff. It's pretty black. I don't want it to lose its blue tinge. What's that look like? I think that's closer. It's just on the threshold. Alright. Might as well do it now. Before we get in trouble later with it. It's hard to see that color change. Boom. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm liking that. I kind of think I nailed that color. So I can color pick on top of this and not have to worry. Otherwise, if I was, because I was trying to, you have to remember to erase the dark parts, or erase the light parts, but not color pick and cover with the dark parts instead of erasing. Which I know it doesn't make sense, but like here, instead of erasing like this to trim the edges, I would instead color pick the color and paint over the edges. That way I'm not switching from brush to eraser. I'm just using the color picker and using the brush only. No, that one. Darker. That's better. Yeah. Oh, I hear my dog coming down here. What you want, baby? Hey, sweetie. I think she wants out. Hold on, I'll be right back. I want to make sure my dog doesn't eat out. Okay, I guess she's fine. She just wanted pets. So she's got pets. Always take time for pets. They really are. You only get so many pets. You need to make the most of every one of them. There's a good one. Round that lip off a little bit. It's getting there. I'm liking these teeth. What is this, Jefferson Starship? That's what it feels like. It's like the beginning of that, what's that song? There. No, still not right. It's 1, 2. Right. Yeah. Okay. I think that tooth I think that tooth has been obsessed on enough. Let's see, which one is this? It's this one right here. And this needs to be up to here. Oh, that'd be a good one right there. Uh-oh. Yeah, right. We have to delete the quotes when they're weird. The last one was awful. We really don't want that in this stream. You know, the kind of quotes we used to do. I want to make the chunkiest moves, but the game is not made for that. Well, there you go. That one's not so bad. I don't even understand the chunkiest moves either. What was I even talking about? It was 3 years ago. 2 years ago. Yeah, there was a wild one. Wow, the things that used to get said on this channel. I really just want that reddish color to glance off stuff in here a little bit. I kind of like how it sort of dirties things up a little bit. And it would desaturate this because it's just sort of a bluish color, and it will desaturate it as if it were a green. This just needs highlights. Am I going to put that on? Because I'm already doing it on the chicken layer. I'm already highlighting on here. I thought I was putting that on the chicken layer. It's now on the shark itself. So we'll just have to do something. That's just to paint it out. Yeah, see, like it never was. Like it never was. Yeah, I'll deal with the highlights later. I won't put them on this layer. I'm just getting carried away. Only a few more teeth to go. Well, I'm pretty okay with this top part. So I'm good with that, and we'll just start working on these on the left here. Go down this way and then over to the right. I don't know if I'll get that many done today, though. But it's fine. It's fine. Oh, these are a little bit wrong, but I think he'll be okay. I could maybe add in another tooth, just, I don't know. Let's just leave the space there. Just grab some of this and scrub in some gums. Do pure white right there. And then blue on top of it. That's close. It's not gonna be perfect. I'm not a camera. But I get you there. I think I don't like that one. Yeah, I don't like that. There. I don't think we need this up here anymore. Well, let's move it. Let's see. I think it's looking okay so far. Let me touch up just a couple more teeth. We have a couple of minutes here before I disappear for a week. These are neat. I really like doing this. This was cool. There's a lot of really neat shapes in here. There, that's what was wrong with that. Huh, see? All right. So when we come back on next Friday or next Saturday, which will be excuse me, 24th. Yeah. Time flies, right? Okay. That was really a lot of fun. This will be the tooth right here. That's the one we start on. And come down here and do this section, and then considering what we did here, I would say this is probably maybe one stream, maybe two, because then I'll want to fiddle with the highlights and stuff. But I don't know, it's fun for me, so I don't know. Anyway, I hope everyone has a really great week, and I'm out. Have a good one.